Alright, lesson 6, we're going to look at, this is module 2, working with monogame. Lesson 6, we're going to look at making the enemies loop around, spawn enemies, and putting some random numbers in. So we're going to make enemies spawn at random times in different positions. Let's get that loop in first, right? So let's look at the enemy, because it's the enemy that will be looping. I have this thing going on here, that's moving the object up and down. What I need to do, this is just making it move down. What I'd like to do is just put a simple if statement to say if the sprite's position dot y is greater than or equal to the edge of the screen. The edge of the screen. To get the edge of the screen, I'm going to need to use game1 and it'll be game1 dot window dot client bounds dot height, and I want to add a little bit more just onto the edge of there as well. Then we'll use what should we set that as? Really, I want to set that as like a variable, as like a random position. Yeah, let's do that. Sprite dot position equals new vector 2. Notice again, I'm not using the graphics framework in this class. It's in there now, and I'm going to set it at different values. Now I know I need to put in an x and a y. If I put in 0, 0, that's just going to put it in the top left hand corner. Let's run that and see what happens. Oh, broken. Why is it broke? Yes, because I added that in, but I didn't put it in there, so let's just put it in there. Run it now. That was in the level manager class. Please just try and look at what script I'm on, look what changes I make, just follow along for a little bit at a time. This is going to get more and more fast paced, so try and keep up where you can. So let's just watch what happens. Yeah, so they're spawning in now, but they should all just keep spawning down the left hand side, because I've set them all at, once I've reached the end of the screen, put them at 0, 0. Obviously one of them is moving faster because I designed that in last episode, saying that one enemy is speed set at 2, everybody else is set up as 1. Okay, let's go back into the enemy class, and I want these two to be 2 random values. So let's create, is there a random class? Yes, it is inside the system framework. That's been added in there. Random, we'll put this as enemy pos x is a good name, equals new random. And let's just leave it like that for now and see what happens. Enemy pos x dot, what can we do? Dot next. We've got 2 overloads, so what can we put in? A minimum value and a max value. Excellent indeed. That's exactly what we want. So we can put a min value and a max value in between there. I would like it, I don't want it to be, so this is the x position of the object. Let's have a look. I'm just going to quickly draw it on PowerPoint. Let's have a look. Pen. So there's my pen. That's my screen, I should say. and I've got my enemy dude, and my enemy has an X and a Y for its position, which is this bit here, which is currently set at 0. So it's wherever this point is on the screen. So if I set this up here, we've got 0 and 0. What I want is, for the X position, a random number between 0 and the end of the screen. Back to this X position. So, what I was seeing was, I want to have a that X be a random number between the numbers 0 and the edge of the screen, and then I'll probably have random numbers spawning off the screen between there and there for Y. Okay. So how does that look in programming? So I'm using this random class, and I've created one called enemy pos X, and I'm going to create one for enemy pos Y. That generates that new random number. Then we use that random number dot next to generate a new number between two different values, and that will be we'll put that so 0, which is the far right hand side of the screen, and then the far left hand side of the screen, far right hand side of the screen will be game1 dot window dot firefowl dot width minus sprite dot rectangle dot sprite dot we'll do rectangle dot width. So that minuses the size of the rectangle from the size of the screen, so hopefully that should give us the edge of the screen. And then random numbers here, that will be, let's have new, it'll be enemy pos Y dot next, open bracket, close bracket, and we'll put the two numbers inside here. Let's do the same. The maximum number is going to be 0 minus sprite dot rectangle dot height, and the minimum, let's do minus, not too much, just off the screen, 200 will do. So generate a random number between there, so this should be spawning at different points, but will be happening every time the character reaches the edge of the screen and beyond. Let's run that, and let's hope this works. So there they go in. This is the start positions, and then dropping in like that. And there we go. Excellent. So now they're joining in a random position. Are they all doing it in the same position? I'll tell you what, let's make this more fun. Level manager. Change the speed of them. So we'll have a 3, we'll have a 2, we'll have another 3, and another 2. I think that's just so that we're a little bit faster. There we go. Coming down different. Oh, they've all come down the same position, but you haven't. You two have. Why are they going down the same? They're going down the same way. I wonder. I wonder why. randomly generate. Ooh. When this line of code happens, when does it generate a random number? Let's have a look. Start the program, and it's going to reach the end, and it's going to generate a random number. That random number has been where is it? Where's these random numbers? There. Values, non-public numbers, 21, and no, that's not right. The random numbers. Sprite dot position. Where's sprite dot position? There. Ah, there you go. X and Y. So that's 300 and 580 at the minute. Then it's run F11 to step over, step next, and then continue the program. Continue. Still continue. Come on, continue. Right, so that's continue. And the moving, and the moving. And then again. But it's not generating a random number. Wonder why. Should I be generating a random number somewhere else? Okay, I've decided to try something different. And I'm going to take out this if statement. I'm going to do something different. This time we're going to do the looping of the enemies, but this I'm going to use the list instead. Yeah, we're going to use the list instead. Okay. What I would like is inside this enemies equals new list, what I can do is set how many enemies I'd like on screen. I'm going to set 4 enemies. Delete them. I'm just going to leave the first one in just for reference. So I will have 4 enemies on screen. I'm going to just experiment with a couple of different extensions. If enemies dot, and then we've got lots of different things to use, and I want to see if the max is there. So is there a max? Contains, no. Convert all, no. Copy to, no. Count. The count of the specified object is equal to the current object. Nope, that's not good. I think count might be the best one. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Enemies dot count is equal to. I'm going to create a new integer. Max enemies. I'm going to set max enemies as 4 and then pass in max enemies into here. Max in. Oh, try again. Max enemies. Can't do that. Can't do that because these all get created at the same time. You can't do that. So, okay, we'll just do it somewhere else. I'm going to take all of this, put it in the constructor, get rid of all of that, and then have to use that. If the enemies dot count is, so that says is equal to, the next there is not the right amount of enemies in the game, I'm going to do enemies dot add new enemy. Right. So we're going to add that new enemy in. We're going to give it a new sprite. The file name will be, as we had before, enemy sprite, and then the start position. This is where I need to put random numbers in. So what am I going to do with random numbers? How am I going to get them? Put 2 in there. Random enemy X and enemy Y. Using system again. If we can do that, that's fine, but we format our variables that way. In the constructor, enemy X equals U random. Dot. Aha. Okay. What if I did that down in here instead? New vector 2. Enemy X equals U random. Something like that. Put in 0 and wow, this line is getting really long. Dot window dot client found dot Y is going to be can't just convert what? Can't convert what? Can't implicitly convert int to system.random. Of course I can't. Convert it into one then. Nope, can't do that. I think this is where I'm just going to fall into that same problem. In X, Y, X equals right, okay, let's go back to the top. I'm going to put in the random in here. Enemy X dot equal new random. Enemy Y equals new random. Done that. Then should we do X equals enemy X dot next. Yeah. Let's just take that. And then new vector 2, that's going to be X and make something Y. So Y is going to be enemy Y dot next. The Y position, the minimum value will be minus 200 and the maximum value will be have I just wrote programmed myself into the corner here. I just got myself stumped. That's that one's next. Comma, speed, so 2, not 3, 2, then closes off that new enemy item that I've got that. Start. And it's going to break. Okay, why? Ah. Just because something was red. There, doing that. Why? So something's wrong with the enemy's rectangle. Why? 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 I think I know. Delete that. Run it. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Nothing. Again, same problem. Right, step at a time, one step at a time. Let's see what goes wrong. This is going to be painstaking. Painstaking. Find this. Program runs. Yep, program's running fine. The game just booted up. Level manager. Create the list of enemies. There are no enemies in this list. That's fine. Right. Creating the player. Creating the player. Player had no issue creating the player. Done. Running that content, loading in the texture for the player. Right, here we go. So for each enemy in enemy. So let's see. There are currently 0 enemies in there, so it should do nothing. Good. Did the right thing. Load content is finished. Next. Update. Should let's just have a look at what the game looks like at the minute. Nothing. I haven't drawn anything yet. That's okay. Level 1 dot update, so it runs this method here. Runs the update sprite method, then does the keyboard state check to see if the keyboard's been pressed. Sets the keyboard in bounds method. That's done. Then a check to see if the enemy's count is not equal to max enemies, which it is not. So it should x equals, then give it a random number, which it did. It gave it 485. Down here, yes, and then F11 should now set -64 for Y. That's fine. Enemies add new enemy, new sprite. What goes wrong here? So first thing it does is it creates the sprite and saves it into there. Has no problem with that. Have a look at that at the moment. Still nothing. Then that's fine. And then it closes. Oh, it closed. Right, so there is now 1 in this count. Okay, there is now 1 in this list. Let's check what happens when we do enemies I update. Everyone's updates right. And this is where it breaks. So let's look at why it's breaking. What is position.x? Then it's 485, and y is -64. But texture, oh, texture is null. It's seems to have not loaded in the enemy. That's why. That is it. That's it. What's happened is I haven't actually loaded any of the content, the enemies in, because there are no enemies, but then it's running this. So what I want is to try and run this method. Oh, that is a nightmare. That is really, really frustrating now. So I want to handle all of my load content stuff. I want to do, for each enemy. I want to do that, but I can't, because this isn't happening at all. It isn't happening at all. I want that to happen. Right. I'm going to quickly experiment something. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to paste it in there. I don't care if it breaks. Content manager. Content. And it's not going to like this at all. I can see it happening. Just fix a couple of those. It's fine. I don't know if I can do load content in the update method, and if I do, am I loading up lots of, yeah. That rectangle is still empty. Oh. Ooh. Do I need that? Ha ha ha. Actually, I haven't got a clue. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? The enemies, in enemies, this needs to happen. I can't just create one. That handles all the, oh dear. Oh dear. The other thing would be to handle the list of enemies inside this class. But then we're talking about getting into things that are even more complicated. But if we're going to do it, we've got to do it right. Just try adding one. Enemies dot add new enemy. New sprite. Right. obviously, because that texture is still null. That one. What I want to do is load in that texture. Oh. Oh. I'm not loading that texture. Okay. That line isn't doing anything anymore. This is absolute brain turner. A list of enemies here. This is absolute fun. I don't know what to do. Look through. Okay. Let's see if that runs first. Shouldn't be any enemies in the list. What should happen is it should break at the section. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with this line of code. Well, actually, no. There's nothing happening there because that's empty. But I want to be able to load the content. Oh. Ah. Is this a bad thing to do? Yes, probably. I'm not going to get the result I want, possibly. Oh, right, yeah. What I would like is to, once that runs, add it to the list and then to each in the list do this content line. Oh, that's just me. Oh! Get in! I did it! And I can delete them. And it'll keep adding them. No one. Oh, God. Oh, because it got destroyed. Right, so let's have a look what happens now. If the enemy count is not equal to the maximum amount of enemies, create and design and place that new enemy in a new position. Speed 2. set max enemies to 10 and not touch as many as possible. Oh, there's me 10 going down, and they keep going down, and they keep going down, and they keep going down. Right, okay, so now, because they're still in the list, did I get rid of that loop? Did I get rid of the enemy's loop? I did get rid of the enemy's loop. They are still moving down. That's not what I want to do. What I want to do is check to see if that enemy, yeah, so enemies, oh yes, I dot that dot sprite dot rectangle. Yes, I can do that. So let's put in if statement. If that rectangle dot x position, no, it's y position, is greater than or equal to more than the bottom of the screen, which we're going to use game1 dot content. Game1 dot no, my brain just gone dead. Window dot client bounds dot height. Yes, right, close that. Left bracket. Done. Okay. But not the height. A little bit more than just the height. 100. Yeah, so I want it to go just over the edge of the screen. If it does go over the edge of the screen, then I want to enemies dot remove at I. I want to delete that enemy so that it gets spawned somewhere else. Or well, I could get it to do anything else, but I think for now I'm just going to remove it and spawn a new one on the top. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. That is excellent. That is spot on. It was challenging, but got there. Right. So what do we have? We have. This code is getting complex. Please keep adding comments into what's going on. I'm handling all this stuff in my level manager. So we have spawn enemies in this section. This one is check for collisions and loop enemy. Right. So what was our target for today? We had random numbers, we had spawning enemies, we had making the enemies loop. We've managed to meet these objectives. It was 40 minutes, and probably 20 minutes of that was me just going, what do I need to do? But I'm really chuffed what little I've actually produced, but like how much it actually makes sense when it's put together. So I've got this. Okay. What about if, see these enemies, when I collide into them, I destroy them, but they don't spawn in again? What would I do there? Right. Got it. Super easy. All we got to do is we remove the enemy and we make the max enemies -1. -1 from there. What about if we want enemies to have like random speeds as well? Let's put random speed in there for enemy. Random enemy speed. Let's just keep this ball rolling. And then in the constructor, put that enemy speed equals new random. Just initialize it in. Then why not? No float. I'll just do in. Let's do this. int s for speed equals enemy speed dot next, and we'll have a speed value between 1 and 4. We'll have random speeds, they'll be zipping in and out, and we'll put s in there, run that, see what happens now. Then they come. Lots and lots of different ones. There you go. Off we go. Off we go. Cool. If I start deleting them by walking into them, they're gone forever. Alright. Back to the constructor of the level manager class. We haven't actually added anything to the constructor, but what we could do is design the maximum amount of enemies by putting in here an integer for max enemies. That's fine, and then we'll do max enemies equals max enemies. That's the wrong M. This one on my error list. This is broken. Let's add in a value. And how many enemies should we have? Let's see if before it crashes and put 100 enemies into the game. Oh god, look at them all. Ooh, it's a bit like Kingdom Hearts now. I like it. And you can just keep chipping away, deleting those enemies like so. Like so. Right, I'm gonna so if I wanted to have a second level, I could have a new level and give it a different amount of enemies. Right, okay then. Let's stop there and look at what we're going to do next time. Lesson 7. The player will shoot and destroy